Welcome back to the Business Spotlight. I'm Tanya Waring with Dr. Mary Swift today of Dallas Laser Dentistry. And Dr. Swift, we've been talking about DaVinci Veneers, and I really am curious to find out what sets DaVinci apart from some of the other leading brands in veneers.
They're artists, number one, first and foremost. It's a California lab, which sort of came into the spotlight. Remember the show Smile Makeover?
Yes.
About 10 years ago? Well, Bill Dorfman out in California used DaVinci Laboratories for his Smile Makeovers. And so that tweaked my interest, and I have been working with them for 10 plus years. I've got my own lab technician. I've got my own ceramist, the person that stacks porcelain, which is very important because communication. I've worked with this ceramist long enough for him to know what I want, and I know what he can do, and communication in that situation is make or break for a good case. You know, the ceramist, the lab technician, the little artist sitting there creating the piece of porcelain has to read what I give him, and if he's not comfortable communicating with me and telling me what he thinks would work best, so open communication. Artists on their side, they are the only lab that offers a lifetime warranty on their product, and this is important because if a veneer chips or needs a little maintenance, if it's been done by DaVinci, the patient doesn't pay that lab bill again. That's big.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not an industry standard.
DaVinci, to the best of my knowledge, is the only lab that offers that lifetime warranty on their product.
Wonderful. And so you mentioned artists a couple times. Is that why they're Hollywood-based? Do you think? I mean,
well, laboratories are all over, and there are some good local labs. I just have never been disappointed by DaVinci. They have always shown me perfection with what they bring back to the table.
Yes. So if I were going to come in and have work done, how many appointments does it take to work with a DaVinci veneer?
Well, if you're a bride and your wedding is next week, which always happens, we'll get it done. Now, it's expected to be 2 visits. The first visit where all the work is done, and I'll say impressions are taken, but in my office we've done away with the impressions. It's now all scanned digitally, computerized into the computer. There's no more goopy material permanently.
So they come in for the appointment, and you put temporaries on the first appointment?
In that first visit, so we are removing the same amount of tooth structure that we're replacing with the porcelain. You can't just stack on top, then you've got bulky that doesn't work, So there is some drilling involved. You may see some prepless veneers, no drill veneers that are advertised out there. I've got some issues with that. If anybody wants to know, I can go into that.
Well, I think it's good to know what to look out for.
Yeah. And so if anyone's got a question about that, let me know. But most of the work's done on the first visit. Second visit, like I said, we try them in and the temporaries, yes. When you leave from that first visit, you have a prototype, let's call it, of what your smile will look like. It's not the exact, because it's me fabricating it chair side as opposed to the porcelain that's worked to ideals in the lab. So it's me seating, my temporaries that you leave with, which I have had people come back and say, can I keep these, the temporaries, which I say, you didn't pay for plastic, you paid for porcelain, and seating the real veneers. So ideally 2 visits. Now, sometimes if I need to tweak a little something, there might be another visit involved.
Well, one of the things I was reading on your website, and your website is very informative, by the way. I encourage everybody in our audience to go out and take a look at the website. I noticed that it said that veneers can sometimes be healthier than the original tooth, and I don't think I ever really considered that.
Well, as we age, if we've got conditions like grinding at night or acid reflux, which would weaken the enamel can get thin over time. So you actually are adding a layer of reinforcement in some situations with a veneer.
Wow, that's just so fascinating. Everything you do, you really have the perspective of making the patient healthier.
Oh, always.
In
always.
What you're doing. It's
Absolutely.
never just cosmetic at the cost or expense of their health, but it's an improvement in every.
And sometimes that's one of those tiptoe around the chair kind of situations, because you'll have somebody sit down and say, I only want this fixed, you know, and you got to address the whole picture. You can't make improvements on a house with a bad foundation.
Absolutely. And in our next segment, we are going to talk about the improvements of DaVinci Veneers and creating that foundation that Dr. Mary Swift spoke about, so that our patients and our viewers and anybody interested in true dental health can start to understand what it takes to create that strong foundation for that cosmetic smile that will last a long time.